Hey friend, last week I said we were going to wrap up this series talking a little bit about stress and the effects on our health because this is a big one that most people don't always realize is a contributing factor. And so, one of the foundational things we need to work on is how we manage stress. How do we respond to stress? Because how we handle it, how we respond, can make a huge difference in our overall health. So, let's dive in.
Hi friend, welcome to Made to be Thriving. My name is Melissa, daughter of the king, wife, dog mom, and a former elementary school teacher turned nutritional therapy practitioner. Are you feeling overwhelmed or even stuck in your wellness journey? You know that how you're feeling and what you're struggling with can't be normal and there must be a better way. I was there too. I started feeling that prompting of the Holy Spirit to dig deeper, and He led me onto a better path with the right guidance that turned things around. This can happen for you too, and I'm here to help you get there. There is hope as we put our faith first, lean into God's word and truth about how we need to take care of our bodies. If you're ready to stop just surviving and start thriving, you're in the right place. Whether you're in your car, working on your to-do list, or just needing to take a break from your busy day, tune in and be encouraged.
Okay, so our last topic in this series of simple foundational healthy habits for you to implement is talking about stress. And this is one that so many often will come and they'll tell me, oh, I'm not stressed, or they'll tell me they are stressed, but there's a lot of times I get people who say they're not stressed. And then when we do an HTMA test on them, it actually shows that they are living in chronic stress. That's one thing I love about the HTMA test is it shows us a lot of things that you might not otherwise pick up on or see in other labs and things like that. It really gives us some information down at the cellular level, looking at the mineral imbalances and the heavy metal toxicities and things like that, all of which can give us some really good indication of things that are going on within the body, including your response to stress. Are you living in a chronic fight or flight mode? So often we are. There's so many walking around living in that chronic state of fight or flight. So stress can affect you in every way. It can affect your body, it can affect your mood, it can affect your behavior. And when we're looking at our overall health, there's a lot of times where that stress that's going on in your life is a contributing factor to the symptoms that you're experiencing, and you're thinking it's something else. You're going to the doctor, you're getting labs, you're just trying to find a diagnosis, you can't figure out what's going on. And sometimes stress is a huge root cause. I know this was a player for me and still is. Stress has created a lot of problems in my health. I worked in a very stressful work environment for a long time. I didn't realize how stressful it was until later on. Looking back, I could now see like how stress was really impacting my health in a negative way. And it didn't just start in the work environment. I mean, stress builds for years. It could start when you're a kid and different events happen in your life, traumas or, anything. So many different things can create stress within the body. And whether we recognize it or not, it's doing something, whether it's causing symptoms that you're experiencing on a regular basis, altering your mood, altering your behavior. We don't always recognize the power that stress is having on our health and our body. And so we can't actually avoid stress altogether, right? Life gets stressful. There is also good stress and there's more negative stress. Learning how to better manage and better handle stress can make a huge difference. And we can begin to see symptoms decrease as a result of learning how to better manage and handle stressful situations. So, some examples that stress could be having on you could include anything from a headache, having maybe you're someone who has chronic headaches, chest pain, fatigue, stomach upset, sleep problems. You get sick a lot easier because your immune system is weakened. You deal with anxiety, restlessness, memory problems, feeling of overwhelmed. A lot of imbalance in your moods can be part of this. Maybe in your behavior, you're overeating or undereating. You're just have some really unhealthy habits that are in place, possibly as a result to being in chronic stress. You're just doing things out of a stress response. So stress is so often a root cause in our health that we don't always know it. We assume the stress that we're experiencing on a daily basis is just normal. It's just how things are. There's nothing I can do about it. While that may be true for some things, like there's going to be things in your life you really just don't have control over the situation and why it's creating so much stress for you or how it's creating so much stress for you. But if we can find ways to learn how to better manage it, better handle it, and when possible, eliminate it, we will be in a much better way in regards to our health. Okay, so I always like to encourage to kind of sit back and evaluate where your life is right now. Are you finding that you do recognize you are stressed? And can you identify the triggers? Are they things that you can eliminate? Are they things you cannot eliminate, but need to try and figure out a way that you can handle it better and work on that nervous system response? Our nervous system is deeply impacted by so many things. And when our nervous system is dysregulated, that's where so many symptoms are rooted in. So we need to get our nervous system regulated. And stress is one of those things that we so often just don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to regulate things. We're just going through something really hard, or we're just go, go, go all the time. Our work is busy, our household is busy, we've got so many things going on. We don't even know how to handle that. And so we just go, 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 go. And our constant excuse is, well, it's just the way my life is. I can't do anything about it. But I want to challenge you to change your mindset on that. Really go to the Lord and evaluate what are some things that you need to eliminate, start saying no to? What are some things that we just need to find a healthy way to manage and respond to it? Maybe that's just going to the Lord and spending time in prayer and worship and reading and journaling. Maybe that needs to be exactly what you need to do. So often that is what helps, right? When we go to the Lord first with everything, it really helps us out a lot. Whether it's just giving us guidance on decisions we need to make, the steps we need to take, how we need to respond to somebody. Maybe it's the Lord calling you to come spend time with Him too. So if you're just constantly go, 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 I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, I totally relate. I completely and totally understand this because I find myself trapped in those cycles as well. And I have to take a step back, and sometimes the Lord forces me down. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's something He's been doing lately with getting sick, and then I've hurt my foot right now. And so I'm being forced to rest a lot, but I'm not doing the best job at that because I'm constantly trying to work on things. I get my computer and now I'm working on things, and it's hard. I totally understand. But what can we do? Number one should always be go to the Lord. Try to find some quiet time where you can just sit undistracted, spending time with the Lord, reading your Bible, journaling, meditating on Him, listening to Him because maybe He's got something really big to share with you, a revelation to share with you. Maybe He's trying to call you and tell you things that you need to be doing. He's got a calling for you that you've kind of been pushing back and not paying attention to. And now He's saying, stop and rest in me. So I encourage you, take some time, spend time with the Lord. Make this a priority every single day, not once a week, not, oh, I went to church, I'm good for the week. No, every single day we need to be walking and talking and in relationship with the Lord because that is what it's all about. We are to be in relationship with Him. If you call yourself a Christian and a follower of Jesus, you need to be in relationship with Him. You need to be spending time with Him on a daily basis. What does that look like for you? Is it first thing in the morning when you wake up? Is it during your lunchtime? Is it in the evening? Is it throughout the day, quiet moments that you're able to take, 5, 10 minutes here and there? What does it look like for you? For me, I always start my day with the Lord. Usually it takes me a little bit. I have to get up, kind of wake up. I'm very slow moving in the morning. That's something I need to work on in my own health. But I get up and just kind of go outside, get my eyes exposed to the morning sun, just kind of slowly get my body just waking up, maybe make myself some hot tea or something warm to drink. And then I go and I sit and I read and I get into my Bible, I get into my devotional I'm in, I pray, I spend time with the Lord. Now, are there some days where this is a little bit rushed? Yeah. And I don't like that. It's really hard for me when it's like that. I like when I have those days that I don't feel rushed and I'm spending really good quality time. Sometimes that also includes listening to worship music and just getting on my knees and worshiping to the Lord. What a difference this could make if we're really prioritizing the Lord and really going to Him in regards to our stress, our anxieties, all the things. We are told not to be anxious. We are told that. And I know that's easier said than done. I battle anxiety a lot too. Not as bad as I used to, but I know I still struggle with it. We need to go to Him. And so stress is all tied into that. We become anxious. We have our moods are just getting all over the place. We're dealing with different symptoms and we just don't know what to do. So I encourage you, the first thing we always need to do, no matter what, is we need to go to the Lord. Then, second thing I will tell you is changing your diet. We've talked about nourishment in one of the previous episodes for this series. Nourishment plays a huge role. Nourishment is going to help so much. It's going to help in your stress response. It's going to help in your symptoms. It's going to help you in your moods, all the things. All the things that we've talked about throughout this series all end up tying together. So are you nourishing your body? Are you getting in some movement? Are you finding ways to just relax, wind down at the end of the day so that you can actually fall asleep and get good quality sleep? We talked about sleep last time. If you're struggling with sleep and you're struggling with all the other areas that we've talked about, your body's stressed out because you're not supporting your body. There's so many ways your body can get stressed out. It can be anything from events in your life, the busyness of life, to how you're taking care of your body. If you're not taking care of your body well, your body's fighting. Your body's fighting to survive, which causes a lot of stress on the body. Causes stress in our mental, physical, and spiritual health. So I'm just going to leave you with that today and just remind you that if you're feeling really stressed out, go take some time right now if you can, or later on, whenever you're listening to this episode, take some time, go sit with the Lord, write down all the things that you know are stressing you out, and then also pray about what else could be causing issues for you that maybe you didn't even realize. Maybe there's different things going on in your life or different ways that you're handling things that are causing stress on you that you didn't even realize. So talk to the Lord about that because He will reveal that to you. He will begin bringing that to the surface. You just need to talk to Him and you need to listen. That's a big one. We need to listen. That means sitting quietly and listening and write down what He brings to mind. And then look at this list and start praying about, okay, are there things that I can cut out that's going to really minimize the stress? Are there things I need to start setting better boundaries on? Do I need better time management? What are the things that you need to do that you have control of the situation and maybe you just didn't realize you did, but you actually have more control than you realized? And then what are the things that you don't have control over and you need to find ways to handle it better, manage it better? Maybe that's getting in more workouts. Maybe it's going for a jog or a bike ride or a walk. Maybe it's just getting outside and just being in nature. Maybe it's going and reading a book, doing something to take care of yourself. is so often what is incredibly helpful in decreasing that stress response. So come over to the Facebook community. I'd love to know, what are some things you do to help you manage stress? What are some things that maybe come to mind as you spend this time with the Lord? I'd love to know, does He reveal something to you that has been a stress factor and maybe you didn't even realize it, and now you know, and so now you're trying to discern what to do about it? We'd love to hear. Come over and share with us in the Facebook community. It's so fun to be able to encourage and cheer you on as you are navigating this time in your health. You're trying to improve things, and we want to empower you to know what to do, to not always have to be searching for someone to give you all the answers, but just have that guidance that you need, to get that help and support you need in a way that empowers you to know what to do. Okay, that's a lot of what I do here, is I'm educating you so that you can feel more empowered, more aware, and then you begin making better choices. You start feeling better. So much of my goal is just to empower you so you're not so dependent on doctors and the so-called experts and all the things out there. We need to learn how to have a mind for ourselves and know how to think about things for ourselves so that we can do better for our health, our mind, everything. You do have more control than you realize on certain things. And then there are other things that no, we don't have control over. So we need to give it to the Lord and we need to ask for His help and how to handle it, how to go about it. So come share in the Facebook community. I'd love to hear from you. And until then, I will talk to you soon. Hey friends, if this podcast encouraged you and taught you something new, leave a review and hit that subscribe button. The next thing you can do is share this podcast with a friend or even in your Instagram stories. Don't forget to tag us at Made to Be Thriving. Come connect with us over in our Facebook community or send us a DM over on Instagram. I pray this has blessed you in some way and you find encouragement knowing you are not alone in this journey. There is always hope, and let's focus on making the progress that is possible. Information provided to date are for informational and educational purposes only. The information and education provided is not intended or implied to supplement or replace professional medical treatment, advice, and/or diagnosis. I'll meet you back here soon.